Hello student, good morning. I am Dr. Ajay Kumar Sinha, Professor of Chemistry. Today I will continue from the last class. Last class I was discussing very tough numericals, and these numericals are based on chemical thermodynamics and are important for IIT Advanced and NEET. It may be asked in IIT Mains also. Now I am going to discuss. Keep pen and paper with you. Question I am reading now. A solution of 200 ml. A solution of 200 ml of 1 mHCl. A solution of 200 ml of 1 mKOH, not a Cl. Again, I am repeating the question. A solution of 200 ml of 1 mKOH is added to 200 ml of 1 mHCl, and the mixture is well shaken. The rise in temperature T1 is noted. The experiment is repeated by using 100 ml of each solution, and increase in temperature T2 is again noted. Which of the following is correct? First option, T1 is equal to T2. Second, T2 is twice as large as T1. Third, T1 is twice as large as T2. Fourth, T1 is 4 times as large as T2. Again, I am repeating the question. A solution of 200 ml of 1 mHCl is added to a 200 ml of 1 mHCl, and the mixture is well shaken. The rise in temperature T1 is noted. The experiment is repeated by using 100 ml of each solution, and increase in temperature T2 is again noted. Which of the following is correct? First option, T1 is equal to T2. Second, T2 is twice as large as T1. Third, T1 is twice as large as T2. Fourth, T1 is 4 times as large as T2. It will take hardly 15 seconds time just to think in a correct way or think in a fast. Okay, in exam you will not get too much time. You think in a correct way, you can solve it within 15 seconds. At least you think. After that I will tell correct answer and its explanation. Means solution I will tell you. Okay, just to think. Its correct answer is T1 is equal to T2. First option, T1 is equal to T2 is correct. How? Now I am telling you, keep pen and paper with you. See, if you read the question, all things is very clear. Heat evolved in the first case, that is the total volume is 200 plus 200, 400 ml. 200 KOH and 200 HCl, both have same strength, hence both will neutralize to each other. Correct? Then 400 total volume into temperature. How much temperature was noted? Then T1. Then heat evolved in the first case is equal to 400 into T1. Correct? Means per ml you have to consider neutralization. Then here heat evolved in the first case is equal to 400 into T1, correct? And in second case, heat evolved in the second case, that is the half of first one. Half of first one because amount is half. Amounts are half, means 200 T1. 200 T1, correct? 1 ml you have to consider. You remember, for each ml T1, then 400 ml how much? 400 into T1. Then for 200 how much? It will be 200 T1. In the sense of T1, it is a second case, heat evolved will be half of first, because amounts are half, means 200 T, both are T in term of T. But actually what happened? Actual heat evolved is 100 ml, 100 ml you have mixed, that became 200 into T2, into T2. This is the actual heat. Actual heat 100 plus 100 into T2 per ml, here also have to consider. Then for 200, for 1 ml T2, then for 200, 200 into T2. Then now here 200 T2 actual heat evolved in the second case is equal to 100 plus 100 into T2. Outside you write T2 in bracket, 100 plus 100 into T2. This is in the term of T2. But this T2 is equal 100 plus 100, 100 plus 100 outside T2 is equal to the 200 T1. 200 T1, first case, half of the first case, that was in the term of T1. Both you equate it both, then now 200 will be cancelled out. Then T1 is equal to T2. First case you have considered in the term of T1, correct? And only if this 200 volume, that also you have written in term of T1. It should be 200 T1, but actually it was 100 plus 100 into T2 in terms of T2. Then now both are equal, hence 200 will be cancelled. T1 is equal to T2. It is a neutralization reaction, you remember, neutralization. Then here each ml heat evolved depends on each ml. For 1 ml, that's why it is equal. Next question. Heat of neutralization of NaOH and HCl is minus 57.3 kilojoule per mole. The heat of ionization of water will be first minus 57.3 kilojoule per mole. Second, minus 114.6 kilojoule per mole. Third, plus 57.3 kilojoule per mole. Fourth, plus 114.6 kilojoule per mole. Again, I am repeating the question. Heat of neutralization of NaOH and HCl is minus 57.3 kilojoule per mole. The heat of ionization of water will be first option minus 57.3 kilojoule per mole. Second, minus 114.6 kilojoule per mole. Third, plus 57.3 kilojoule per mole. Fourth, plus 114.6 kilojoule per mole. This question will take hardly 15 second time to solve it. Okay, Just to think. After that I will tell correct answer and its solution with explanation. Okay, just to think. Its correct answer is plus 57.3 kilojoule per mole. Plus 57.3 kilojoule per mole. How? Then it is based on concept. This numerical is based on concept. Here NOH and HCl both will neutralize to each other. NOH plus HCl, it will form NaCl plus H2O. Means H plus OH minus, it is forming H2O. H2O, it will form. OH and H main reaction is between OH ion and H ion. Or you can tell H ion plus OH ion, it forms H2O. Correct? And for this reaction, delta H value is given minus 57.3 kilojoule. Hence, question is asking for ionization, heat of ionization of water. Heat of ionization of water, you have to calculate. It is actually acid and base, but you have to calculate heat of ionization of water. Water, you here have to remember. Then here, important thing is that NOH, in that OH is there, HCl, H is there, correct? And it is forming NaCl plus H2O. Then here H2O is forming. Then H2O will form how? It will form from H plus and OH ion. H plus OH minus, it will give H2O. H2O. Then for that its value is given, heat of neutralization, that is equal to minus 57.3 kilojoule. Then what will be its ionization? Means when H2O will break, when H2O will break into H ion and OH ion, means it will ionize, then now value will be reversed. Value will be reversed. Because when H plus ion, OH minus ion, when it is forming H2O, that time this amount of heat is evolved, minus 57.3 kilojoule. Then if this will reverse, process will reverse, means H2O will break into H ion, H plus ion, OH ion. Then it will absorb, heat will be absorbed, same amount of heat will be absorbed. Hence the value will be plus 57.3 kilojoule. Correct? Hence correct answer is option C. It is a good question. Okay. Here concept is required. Now next question. For the gaseous reaction involving the complete combustion of isobutane, first option delta H is equal to delta E. Second, delta H is greater than delta E. Third, delta H is equal to delta E. I think first option, third option is same. Okay, fourth, delta H is less than delta E. You consider A or C both same. I think question they have written like this only. Again I am repeating the question. For the gaseous reaction involving the complete combustion of isobutane, delta H is equal to delta E. Second, delta H is greater than delta E. Third option is actually in question, it is written same option. Fourth will come. Delta H is less than delta E. Just to think, this will take hardly 10 second time. Consider these questions also based on concept and based on formula. Just to remember the this formula. After that, I think in concept you have to apply. Only then you can solve it. It will not take more time. 10 seconds is sufficient just to think. After that, I will tell correct answer and its explanation. Solution I will tell you. Its correct answer is option B. Delta H is greater than delta E. Delta H is greater than delta E. How? Now I am telling you. Actually, to solve this problem, you have to write first balanced equation of this combustion reaction. Isobutane. Isobutane formula is what? Butane means C4H10. C4H10. Then combustion reaction you should write means plus O2. Balanced equation you have to write first. Only then you can solve this numerical. Then C4H10 plus 13 by 2 O2. It will give 4 CO2 plus 5 H2O. Both are gaseous form. CO2 gaseous form, H2 also vapor or gas, you can tell. But here again C4H10 isobutane is a gas plus 13 O2 gas. You have to write balance equation. If you will not write balance equation, you can't solve the numericals. For that purpose, this question is tough. Okay, then now here, why you require balanced equation? Because here you need this change in a number of moles. Change in a number of moles. Then here, all are in gaseous state. Then now here product minus reactant, number of moles of product minus number of moles of reactant. Only then you will get change in number of moles. Then product side, it is 4 CO2 plus 5 H2O. Both are gaseous. Hence 9. 4 plus 5, 9. And product side, now it will be, see, this thing, as oxygen is butane is 1 mole gas. Butane C4H10 1 mole plus 13 by 2. 13 by 2 means 7.5. 7.5. Correct? Then 13 by 2 means 6.5. 13 by 2 means 6.5. Plus 1 mole C4H10. Total became 7.5 means 15 by 2. Correct? 1 mole C4H10 plus 13 by 2 means 6.5 O2. Then 6.5 plus 1. 7.5. 7.5 you can write 15 by 2. Then 9 minus 15 by 2, or you can tell 7.5. Then you will get 1.5 means 3 by 2. 1.5 means 3 by 2. That is the delta Ng. G means gas. The delta N value now you calculated. Because why you require calculated delta N? Because in formula it is required. As delta N, as delta Ng is a positive 3 by 2. Hence, delta H will be greater than delta E. Delta H is equal to delta H is greater than delta E. Formula you know. Delta H is equal to what? Delta E plus delta nRT. Delta NGRT. Correct? Then here delta H is equal to delta E plus delta nRT. Delta nRT. Then now here you got the value 13 by 2 in the place of delta N. Then whatever be value of R and T, that will be the delta H will be greater than delta E. 100% granted. Delta E plus 13 by 2 and 13 by 2 this 3 by 2 RT. 3 by 2 means it is more than delta H. Delta H is equal to delta E plus 3 by 2 RT. Obviously it is more. Delta H is greater than delta E. Correct? And option B is correct. Okay. Actually third option is the same, first and third. Okay. Here you don't require, only option B is correct. Now next question, option B is correct in this case. That is delta H greater than delta E. Next question I am repeating. The difference between delta H and delta E at constant volume is equal to first option R, second option P into delta V, third V into delta P, fourth 3 by 2 R. 3 by 2 R. Okay. Again I am repeating the question. The difference between delta H and delta E at constant volume is equal to first option R, second P into delta V, third V into delta V into delta P, and fourth 3 by 2 R. Option I am repeating. First option R, second P into delta V, third V into delta P, fourth 3 by 2 R. This question is very conceptual and it will take hardly 10 second time. Because concept based question will not take too much time. Only you have to apply mind and quickly you can solve it. At least you think, after that I will tell correct answer and its explanation. Okay, just to think. Its correct answer is V into delta P. V into delta P. V means volume. Delta P, P is pressure. Third option is correct. How? Now I am telling you. Here, you know that H is equal to E plus PV. Okay. This is well known relation. H is equal to E plus PV. Then delta H is equal to what? Delta H is equal to delta E plus P into delta V plus V into delta P at constant volume. This is the only difficulties here. You have to understand why this question is tough. This concept. because relation is H is equal to E plus PV. And in question it is given that difference between delta H and delta E at constant volume. At constant volume you have to consider. Then here volume in this relation H is equal to E plus PV. Then here volume is constant. It means pressure will change. P into V, H is equal to E plus PV. Then V is a constant. It means P will change. Pressure will change. Then delta H is equal to delta E plus P into delta V plus V into delta P. Correct? Differentiation if you will do, you will get these things. After differentiation, at constant volume, then what you will get? Here, now it become delta H is equal to delta E plus P into delta B plus B into delta P. Here, P into V, differentiation will do. And what you will get? One time P will be constant, V will vary. Second time V will be constant, P will vary. But in this question, volume is constant. Hence P into delta V, that will go. Okay. Then V into delta P will remain. Hence delta H is equal to delta E plus V into delta P. Hence the difference is will be what? Delta H minus delta E is equal to V into delta P. Delta H minus delta E will be V into delta P. Correct? Hence correct option is option third is correct. V into delta P. If any student take it as easy, it will be wrong. Many students will mark as a B, P into delta V, but that is incorrect. Correct is V into delta P because volume is constant. That's why this question is coming under tough question or very tough question. Next question. HA plus OH minus. It is giving H means hydrogen. A means anion. Capital A, HA. H means hydrogen, A means anion. HA plus OH minus. It is forming H2O plus A minus. And in this process, heat evolved is, heat change is plus Q1 kilojoule. Plus Q1 kilojoule. Second reaction, H plus OH minus. It is forming H2O. In this process, heat change is given Q2 kilojoule. In first reaction, Q1 kilojoule. In second reaction, Q2 kilojoule. The enthalpy of dissociation of HA is first option Q1 plus Q2, second Q1 minus Q2, third Q2 minus Q1, fourth minus in bracket Q1 plus Q2. Again I am repeating the question. HA plus OH minus, it is giving H2O plus A minus, means anion, A minus, plus Q1 kilojoule. Second reaction, H plus OH minus, it is forming H2O plus Q2 kilojoule. The enthalpy of dissociation of HA is first option Q1 plus Q2, second Q1 minus Q2, third Q2 minus Q1, fourth minus in bracket Q1 plus Q2. Just to think, this is also based on concept. It will take hardly 20-second time. Just to think, after that I will tell correct answer and its explanation. Okay, means problem I will solve the problem. Just to think. its correct answer is Q1 minus Q2. Q1 minus Q2. How? Now I am telling you. Q2 means second reaction. Q2 is heat of neutralization. Q2 is second reaction. Second I am talking about second reaction. Q2 is heat of neutralization of a strong acid with a strong base. Cause H plus OH minus. H plus means acid. OH minus means base. Hence this is just like a heat of neutralization. Heat of neutralization of acid and base. Then second reaction, Q2 is heat of neutralization of a strong acid with a strong base. And Q2 is that of weak acid. Q1, not Q2, first reaction now I am talking about. Q1 is that of weak acid, HA. HA means weak acid like acetic acid. Acetic acids, CH3COOH, acetate ion, that is weak acid. HA is representing weak acid. Then Q1 value is that of weak acid and weak acid HA with a strong base. Correct? The difference, hence the difference between the two, just like a strong acid, a strong base, its value will be what? A strong acid, a strong base. Its value will be more. Its value will be more in comparison to weak acid and a strong base. Correct? Then here, in this case, difference of two reaction you have to do, because first reaction is weak acid and a strong base is there. Correct? Then it is taking Q1 value. Then, and second reaction is a strong acid, a strong base. Its value is highest. Then what is the difference of two? Then Q1 will be less actually. These things, not Q1 will be more actually, because some heat some heat is required to ionize weak acid. Weak acid will not dissociate quickly. It will not dissociate quickly because it is weak. Hence some heat will be required to ionize it. Hence difference of both, that means Q1 minus Q2, that will be the value, Q1 minus Q2, because some heat will be, you have to calculate enthalpy of dissociation of HA, because some heat will be required to break it, means to ionize or to dissociate. Hence difference of this Q1 minus Q2, it will take more heat. Q1 will be more, Q2 will be less. Correct? Because some heat will be used up in breaking the ions. Correct? Breaking the bond HA, it will dissociate. Some heat is required here to break. Hence answer will be Q1 minus Q2. Okay? Hence correct option is, correct answer is Q1 minus Q2. Option B is correct. This question is also tough. Now you are understanding why it is tough. Correct? Now next question I am telling you. Next question. Which of the following gas has the highest heat of combustion? First, methane. Second, ethane. Third, ethylene. Fourth, acetylene. Again I am repeating the question. Which of the following gas has the highest heat of combustion? First, methane. Second, ethane. Third, ethylene. Fourth, acetylene. This will take hardly 15-second time. Here is required reaction you have to write, then easily you can solve it. It will take 10 minutes, 10-second time it will take. Just to think, 10 maximum 15 seconds. Just to think, after that I will tell correct answer and its explanation. Its correct answer is ethane. Ethane. How? I am telling you. Ethane means option B. How? I am telling you. I told you it is also based on concept. If you will write this all structure, a structure at least you have to write, then only you can tell the answer. Methane, ethane, ethylene, acetylene. Its correct answer is ethane. Why? Now I am telling you. Okay. Larger the number of carbon and hydrogen atom, greater is the heat of combustion. Simple way. Larger the number of carbon and hydrogen atoms, greater is the heat of combustion. Then now you see in all, methane only one carbon, 4 hydrogen is there. Correct? Total 5. Correct? 4 hydrogen and 1 carbon. Ethane, 6 hydrogen and 2 carbon. 6 plus 2, 8. Ethylene, how much? 2 carbon, 4 hydrogen. Total 6. Acetylene, 2 carbon, 2 hydrogen. Correct? And correct answer is ethane. Ethane. Larger the number of carbon and hydrogen, greater is the heat of combustion, because all will require oxygen. All will require oxygen. Okay. Hence this heat of combustion will be more. Larger the number of carbon and hydrogen atoms, greater is the heat of combustion. Now next question I am telling you. 1 mole of an anhydrous salt AB dissolves in water with the evolution of 21.0 joule per mole of heat. If the heat of hydration of AB is minus 29.4 joule per mole, then the heat of dissociation of the hydrated salt AB is: first option 50.4 joule per mole, second 8.4 joule per mole, third minus 50.4 joule per mole, fourth minus 8.4 joule per mole. Again I am repeating the question. Listen carefully. One mole Question I am repeating. 1 mole of anhydrous salt AB dissolves in water with the evolution of 21.0 joule per mole of heat. If the heat of hydration of AB is minus 29.4 joule per mole, then the heat of dissociation of the hydrated salt AB is: first option 50.4 joule per mole, second 8.4 joule per mole, third minus 50.4 joule per mole, fourth minus 8.4 joule per mole. This question will take 25 second time. Okay, roughly 25 second time it will take just to think. After that you can solve it. Okay, at least to think how we will solve. After that I will tell correct answer and its solution. Explanation I will tell you. Just to think. Its correct answer is 8.4 joule per mole. 8.4 joule per mole, option B. How? Actually, question little long, but it is not difficult. Okay, if you think in a proper way, you can solve it easily. 1 mole of, question is 1 mole of anhydrous, means no water molecule. 1 mole of an anhydrous salt AB dissolves in water with evolution of 21.0 joule per mole without water, anhydrous. Okay. If the second part of the question, if the heat of hydration value is given, heat of hydration of AB, that value is given, means hydrogen means with water, heat required for hydration, addition of water, that value is given 29.4 joule. Okay, if the heat of hydration means when water will absorb with AB, that time heat of hydration, that value is minus 29.4 joule per mole. Then you have to calculate the heat of dissociation of hydrated salt AB. Heat of dissociation of the hydrated salt AB. Then how will you solve? Its correct answer will be 8.4 joule per mole. Second, how? Now I am telling you. See, first reaction, that was a AB solid plus aqueous. It will form AB aqueous. Correct? That is, in water you have dissolved. AB you have dissolved in water. AB solid with anhydrous you have dissolved in water. then it becomes solution. AB aqueous. Delta H value is given minus 21 joule. Minus 21 joule. And second, now AB solid, in that XH2O water is absorbed. Means AB solid plus XH2O. X may be 2, 3, 4, 5, anything. Now AB will absorb X moles of H2O. Then it will form AbXH2O. X value don't know. In that time, heat evolved is minus 29.4. Minus 29.4. Correct? Then you have to calculate what? You have to calculate heat of dissociation of the hydrated salt AB. Then now it is easy. You want to calculate only value of AbXH2O. Then just difference you do. AbXH2O plus aqueous, that you want. Then what is the value of AB aqueous? You want to calculate, your aim is to calculate AbXH2O plus aqueous. It will form AB aqueous. Then in this process, what is the delta H? You have to calculate. Then here, equation 1 is equivalent to, just like you can write AB solid plus XH2O, it is forming AbXH2O. Suppose that time delta H value was delta H1. And AbXH2O solid plus aqueous, it is forming AB aqueous. This time delta H value is considered as a delta H2. Then now delta H1 plus delta H2 value is given minus 21. Then now in this equation, delta H1 value, actually delta H1 plus delta H2 value is given minus 21. Correct? Then now only in this delta H1 value, total value is minus 21. And delta H1 value is how much? Minus 29.4. Then what will be delta H2 value? Just difference of both, minus 21 plus 29.4. Minus 29.4 plus delta H2 is equal to minus 21. Then what is the delta H2? Then delta H2 is equal to what? Minus 21 plus 29.4 means 8.4. Delta H2 is equal to 8.4. Or quickly, to solve the quickly, you can solve like that. Only make a difference. Make a difference. Minus 29.4 will become plus 29.4. Means a difference of both. Because you want heat of dissociation. Then formation you are knowing that reverse value is dissociation. Then minus 29.4 will become 29 plus 29.4 minus 21. Minus 21. Then 8.4. Quickly you can solve in this way also. And what I discuss in details, that way also, because two processes involved. That is first AB solid plus XH2O. Its value you consider as a delta H1. AB solid plus XH2O. XH2O. Then its value is you consider as a delta H1. And second, this AbXH2O, what is formed? This is actually hydrated. AbS plus XH2O, you got AbXH2O, that is hydrated. Now this hydrated will form solution. AbXH2O plus aqueous, water you have added, more water. Then it will form solution. That time its value is delta H2. Then total value is given minus 21. Okay, total value is minus 21. Then delta H1 plus delta H2, that value is equal to minus 21. In question is given only plus 21. But here, according the, if you will solve, then you will get by this process delta H1 plus delta H2 value is equal to minus 21. Then in that delta both values given minus 21. It will be minus 21. Then delta H1 value will be already is given minus 29.4. In question minus 29.4 is given. Then delta H2 value is equal to what? Then minus 21 plus 29.4 is equal to 8.4 joule per mole. Here two things in this question you have to consider. That is it is given evolution they have given. Evolution. Then you have to consider heat is evolving means it is in minus. Delta H will be minus. You have to understand. Heat evolving means delta H is equal to minus. Correct? And here heat of hydration of AB is given. That is reverse of formation. Correct? Heat of hydration means is joining. Then now here heat of hydration value is given minus 29.4. Minus 29.4. Then heat of dissociation you want to calculate. Then this value you reverse it. Plus 29.4 minus 21. Easily will get answer. 8.4 joule per mole. Okay. Now next question I am telling you today's last question. Calculate the work done. Calculate the work done when 1 mole water at 373 Kelvin vaporize against an atmospheric pressure of 1 atmosphere. Assume ideal gas behavior. Again I am repeating the question. Calculate the work done when 1 mole water at 373 Kelvin vaporizes against an atmospheric pressure of 1 atmospheric pressure. Assume ideal gas behavior. First option. What is the work done? That 4 option is given. Minus 6,200 joule. Second, minus 306 joule. Third, minus 3100 joule, 3100 joule. Fourth, minus 1550 joule. Again option I am repeating. Minus 6,200 joule. Second, minus 306 joule. Third, minus 3,100 joule. Fourth, 1,550 joule, means 1550 joule, minus 1550 joule. Just to calculate, question again I am one time repeating, calculate the work done when 1 mole water at 373 K vaporizes against an atmospheric pressure of 1.0 atmosphere. Assume ideal gas behavior. Okay. Just now you think, after that I will tell correct answer and its solution with explanation. Okay. I will tell you. It will take hardly 15 second time, not more than that. its correct answer is minus 3100 joule. Minus 3100. 3100 joule. Option C is correct. How? Now I am telling you. Well, this question is really very tough. And here 3 concepts you have to apply. 3 concepts. Okay. Tough means always minimum to maximum 3 concept you have to apply. Okay, only then you can tell question is tough. Okay, sometimes very rare question will be there where 4 will be applied. Generally 3, minimum to maximum 3. Sometimes 4 will be rare. Then now I am telling you how 3100 joule minus 3100 joule. How? Then here 3 concept is applied. First you tell here see you have to calculate first volume of 1 mole of H2O. Volume of 1 mole of H2O at 373 Kelvin and 1 atmospheric pressure, means normal pressure. Always what we face, that is 1 atmospheric pressure. Then you know that 1 mole H2O means how much volume? 1 mole means 18 gram. Correct? 18 gram. And it's 18 gram. If density is 1, normal case, because question is given, assume gas, ideal gas. Then here 373 means you are talking about this thing, 273 plus 100, 373 K. Then here density, when density is 1, then density is equal to mass by volume. If density is 1, then both will be equal. Both will be equal. Volume will be 18 cc. Correct? Density is equal to mass by volume. And density is 1, then mass is equal to volume. Then it is the first concept. Volume is 18 cc. That you convert in liter. Liter by dividing by 1000. Then you will get 0.018 liter. Why all of you are converting in liter? Because answer is given in joule. Joule. That's why you are considering in liter. This is the first concept you have used. Now second, volume of 1 mole of H2O vapors at 373 Kelvin. At 373 Kelvin at 1 atmospheric pressure. Now you can calculate PV is equal to RT. This formula you have to apply. Okay, volume of 1 mole of H2O. H2O vapor. Now you calculate only for ordinary water. 1 mole of H2O you consider. V1 means 18 cc means 0.018 liter. Dividing by 1000. This is the volume of water, liquid water. Now vapor you are considering. Volume of 1 mole of H2O vapor at 373 Kelvin and 1 atmospheric pressure. How we will calculate? Then PV is equal to RT. That formula. Now V is equal to RT upon P. Volume is equal to PV is equal to RT. Then V is equal to RT upon P. Then R value you are knowing. 0.0821. Temperature is 373. And pressure is 1. You put all the value. PV is equal to RT. Then V is equal to RT upon P. All value you put. R is equal to 0.0821. T is equal to 373 divided by pressure 1. Then simply have to multiply. Then you will get 0.0821 into 373. That you will get 30.62 liter. Divided by 1 means you will get same things. 30.62 liter volume you got. Water vapor volume. Okay, vapor H2O vapor volume is 30.62 liter. This is the second concept. Now third concept, you have to calculate work done. then work done is equal to, pressure into change in volume. Why you calculated to volume? Now you understanding, because work done is equal to pressure into change in volume. Because work is going to be done, and sign will be minus. Work will be minus P in bracket V2 minus V1. Now both value you put. Then V2, second value got, that is a V2, 30.62 minus first volume, 0.018, and pressure is 1. And just to make it difference, 30.62 minus 0.18. Outside minus is there because work is going to be done. And so we will get minus 30.6 liter atmosphere. That is the work done, liter atmosphere. Then now liter atmosphere, here again one more formula. Fourth you can tell, you have to apply. Liter atmosphere you got, but you have to tell answer in joule. Then you have to, 1 liter atmosphere means 1 liter atmosphere means 101.3 liter atmosphere means 1 joule. You remember this relation. 101.3 liter atmosphere is equal to 1 joule. Then minus 30.6 means how much? Just to multiply both, minus 30.6 into 101.3. It will give minus 3100 joule. Correct? It will take, calculation is more, it will take I think 45 second time, not 25, 45 second time it will take, because you have to calculate. You can do fast also, calculation you can do fast, but it will take a little more time, is 45 second maximum. Question is very hard. Okay, now today I am stopping only here. Next class, one more class is required to finish this very tough question. Okay, thank you.